Good evening. Welcome to Unity North and our Wednesday night experience. I'm Michael Burke, and I'm here with Reverend Laura.
Give us just one moment.
Well, that was interesting. We lost a mic there. Anyway, welcome to our Wednesday night experience. I am Michael Burke. This is Reverend Laurelyn Bellamy, and Reverend Richard is out this evening preparing for the telethon this coming Friday. We hope you will join him online from 7 to 10 this Friday. Tonight, well, Laurelyn and I have prepared an evening of reflection, insight, and peace. We're joined by our wonderful friend Sebastian, who'll be doing some sound for us, known in the sound community as Meta Bear. Thank you for being here. We invite you into a time of stillness and quiet as we guide you through the process of introspection and creativity. Laurelyn?
So I invite you all to take a moment, breathe in deeply, and imagine that your consciousness is like a bowl, like one of those discs that scours the internet, scours the universe for suggestions of intelligence and signals and clues of intelligence that we're not aware of. We slow down to take a moment to scour the world that we know as a universe and see if there are clues to other ways of experiencing this gift of life. So slow down, and you have the gift of those beautiful crystal bowls to model what your own consciousness can become during this time of meditation and reflection. Welcome to our time together.
Thank you, Laurelyn. Yes, the bowls are beautiful. They're accompanied by different drums and chimes and some flute a little later, but tonight we're going to end up with a meditative experience through sound, which is very creative because it's all improvised. As sound artists, we're not quite sure what we're going to create until that moment when it happens. And these instruments are vibrational instruments. They tend to make different sounds or sound incredibly different from room to room, how many people are in the room, the temperature. So we are never really sure what's going to happen in that moment, but that allows us to be improvisational wizards. We enjoyed quite a bit, and we look forward to sharing that with you at the end. It's very creative, and creativity is one of the things we're going to talk about tonight. This podium right here, a beautiful piece that we've heard great people speak from Deepak Chopra to Wayne Dyer to Carlos Nakai. We've had so many wonderful people come through here and stand at this podium, which I built for the church years ago now, but it always made me feel so touched to be able to create something that then the energies of people that spoke from it seemed to interact with it, and it would pour out and get richer each time. So after I had built it, they asked me to write something about how it came about. So I'm going to read that to you now. I was asked one Sunday by the musical director and the minister at Unity North, and at that time Richard was the musical director, so it's a little while back, if I would design and build a new podium for their stage. I was honored and quite excited to have free and clear creative capacity on an item I thought deserved so much. Many were the times I was touched by words and more that came from people using the podium that was there. I thought, let's just renovate this one and give new spiritual integrity to this wonderful piece of oak that had tried and done for so long. It was a beautiful old podium that they had here, but it needed some upgrading. I was honored to be asked to do it. This was my revelation for this particular project. I placed all the wood on sawhorses in the southwest corner of my driveway and set up my tools in the morning and afternoon sun, 3 days in a row. I let all the material I was going to use absorb this incredible energy that it once knew in a living state. I was going to make it grow again. I always felt as a carpenter I could give life to the tree again that had given life to me. I feel I can hear the wood in a silent way, a knowing way, as well as instinctively feel when a piece is where it wants to be. I had some of my clients used to tell me I didn't mind so much that you talked to the wood, Mike, but when you told me the wood talked to you, we got a little concerned. I decided to use a variety of woods to represent what unity had meant to me. We were from many and of many, and at unity, I felt only one. There is Brazilian cherry, Chilean arawaka, North American birch, Baltic birch, Canadian poplar, Northwestern poplar, South American whitewood, redwood, white oak, and a graceful touch of spiritually coiled ironwork that represents the reaching for our Father, sky, as well as grounding in our Mother Earth. Because it spirals in both directions. This connection to source is achieved by the cylindrical feel of the 1/4-inch arch on each of the 4 sides as well. These beautiful little arches here. Only 3 can be seen at any given angle. One is always out of our vision, just like source. Together, any 3 are the Trinity, and they combine to be the one who is always there, but not seen with our eyes. These form the column base, which rises upward, then is broken perpendicular, like a plane of existence that must be accessed, leaned upon, and used to brace ourselves as we speak from this podium and reach for the next level. Then we encounter the 12-degree angled top, which sits in a way as to mirror the holy ratio, 3:2, also known as the perfect fifth. This is found throughout nature, from snail shells to pluot seeds, to our very own DNA, which mimics this ratio as a helix. The angle of the podium top runs 3 for every 2 it drops. This 12-degree also adds up to 3. Our ever-faithful Trinity again. This podium also was fed with a constant bath of pure love from me as I was building it. Each piece I touched, held, talked to, and blessed before I set it into its new home. Grateful was each and every piece, as well as each and every nail and screw, and each and every drop of glue. All play a divine part in the power of the podium. Wood is actually stored energy. It houses the sunlight that fed it. And when burned, this energy is released as fire, light, heat, and warmth. Let whomever may speak from this new podium know that their words are buoyed and lifted by the power of the wood. We can figuratively set afire the energy within the wood with our literal thoughts about spirit, about faith, about belief, about grace, and an eternal knowing that we are love. The podium returns and amplifies any pure message of love that is spoken from it. The only thing remaining from the original podium I took from the church is the inner core and the 4 braces that act as feet. This is perfect. It reflects that we are braced and supported by our past and our inner strength. But it is in the now where we live. Braces and supports hold us up. That can be good and not so good. To hold us up as in lift us and help us, yes, very nice. But to hold us up as in achieving less or limiting our movement, not so nice. This is a critical message expressed by the beauty of the podium. The same thing, doing 2 different things. It is up to us to determine how we shall perceive it. We are already whatever change we need to be. It is our attitude and gratitude that determines what comes through. This leads us to the center of the podium. Which is hollow, open space, but not empty. For it is full of possibility and overflowing with blessings to be claimed. It is allowed freedom to give and take through a small portal at the top and bottom of the stand. As the energies merge between speaker and podium, a state of balance is achieved. The kundalini of the podium is at a place where it is giving the same amount it is receiving. And this feeds the speaker so they too can flow in this tantric space and speak truths that touch and comfort and mix with the outpouring of the podium's love. It forms the warmth of words that grace our ears so deep with God's love that we become in perfect balance from listening to such holy sounds from anyone that speaks from the podium. My creativity is in union with that which I create. That is the hand of God through the soul of man. That is the hand of God through the soul of man. And so, I built a new podium. But cooler than that, the podium built a new part of me. Thank you, Unity, for allowing me the chance to create and to become one with the divine, even closer through this. That's creativity to me. And we're going to hear from Laura Lynn now about a great experience she just had out in Red Rocks, which is the divine's essence of creation. What is magnificent out there in Red Rocks? How was it?
Red Rock State Park is in the western part of the Boulder-Denver Golden Triangle. And it is a park that you will never find in Manhattan. In fact, it challenged my idea of what to call a park because there were no Olmsted curated trees and gently moving meadows of green. Instead, there was a vital, chaotic, and yet perfectly content assortment of probably prehistoric boulders. They weren't rocks in my book, they were boulders. And they were always clustered together. They weren't isolated from one another. And I started to feel as though I was in the presence of clan groups, family groups, that over the eons had come to huddle together and find their place of comfort rubbing up against one another, some kind of feeding the wind, some blocking the wind. And the unmistakable feeling that they were watching me as a sentinel guardian, that they embraced their calling to be guardians of this space and to try and assure those different creatures, whether four-legged or two-legged, that they would try to remind them how to move among these spaces, how to look around these spaces. And these red rocks found a way to make me feel grateful for my fleeting existence. Suddenly there wasn't this sense of panic of we're here for just a flicker of a moment before we move into the stuff of stardust or merge with the oceans or fly with the winds. We're here on this earth. We're smelling the grass. We're feeling the wind, the heat of the sun, one another, for just a flicker. And we're there among these boulders that have been here for eons, and they watch us come and go with a sense of detached protection, indiscriminate respect. And I found myself so grateful just to be able to walk around them and feel this sense of a silent conversation between this bipedal, mortal person who's here for a flicker or so and will carry the memory of the energy and the sense of reverent appreciation that these boulders gave me for my species. They weren't there to overwhelm me and make me feel tiny. They weren't there to make me feel powerful. They were there to make me feel grateful for the miracle that this planet Earth has and the miracle of diversity that we Americans have as we travel across this continent and allow the spirit of creation to show us the endless diversity of the way it is. These red rocks are not just inanimate objects. They are holding and dispensing and collecting energy that feeds the entire environment in which they are set. They feed us. They feed the evergreens that insist on growing through cracks in the rocks on the mountains. They are there to be for creation, whatever creation needs from them. And these red rocks comfort me, knowing that long after I've shed this body, they will continue at their posts, watching us, giving us benevolent welcome, and blessing us when we leave. It was like being in a constant state of worship, and I'm forever grateful.
Thank you, Laura Lynn. Sounds like a wonderful time. Well, we said tonight would be about introspection and creativity, and you can find creativity all over this planet and within each person. It is a state of deep introspection when you get to create and are allowed to create, because it is a very personal experience. I remember many times building things for clients that I had when I was doing custom woodworking and not really knowing what I was going to build, but allowing that creative force to flow through me, what we would call being in the flow. And once you got in the flow, the right things seemed to come out. The clients were always, well, we weren't sure what we wanted, but that sure seems to be it. How'd you do that? Don't know. But I said, thank you a lot, because that's the way it works. So creativity to me is deep introspection. It allowed me to go into the realms inside of me that I don't really want to define or know much about. I just want to go into them and allow them to express through me. And then my life has always been, if I'm creating, I seem to be happy. So I gravitated towards jobs and careers that allowed me to do that. Not always the best decision for finances, but the best decision for an artist, that was for sure. What do you think about that, Laura Lynn? Your life has been very creative itself.
I'm discovering that you and I are more kindred spirits than I knew, because I made a conscious decision to allow intuition to use my gifts as the moment called for. And I was clear that I was not committed to creating a linear career, but creating opportunities for different parts of me to move forward and other parts to recede as whatever gifts were being called upon in the moment. And there were moments when it was kind of scary, because the people that I went to college with, and I was a broadcasting major, and I watched some of them become heads of networks. Some of them became Emmy Award-winning directors and producers of TV shows. And these were my classmates. Yes, I was one of the 2 women in radio television at Ithaca College, but these were my classmates. And I'd have these moments of panic, like, look at what he's doing. He just got his 2nd Emmy for producing X, Y, and Z. And what am I doing? But I had to be true to myself. And as one of my children said when he was called to interview your parents about their life, you know. And Luke was in middle school, and so I agreed to be interviewed. And at the end of it, he said, "Gosh, Mom, you sure had an interesting life." And I looked at him and I said, "It's not over yet. Stick around, there'll be more chapters." That fluidity of what my life is, it gets poured into different activities, and inevitably it's because some gift that I had that had been quiet was now being asked to come forward and offer itself. I hope that those of you who are sneaking up on middle age, or people like me who are sneaking up on the final chapter, will never look upon that moment in your life that's over. You know, it's too late. It's never too late. Never too late to express whatever wonder, whatever lesson today's experience has given you. And maybe if it suggests a different direction, be fearless and trusting, and knowing that there are many chapters that can open up for you. Don't be concerned about the product. What do I have to show for this? Just trust that to the degree you're willing to open up and see what else is inside of you that can be expressed, that's your moment. It's every bit as important as a moment you may have had at the age of 32, or 45, or 56, or 65. every moment is geared towards where we are in the life cycle, and every moment has the potential to be a gift of your humanity to others. And that's a wonderful feeling, because you don't have to worry about quote unquote aging. You can just revel in living every day as you continue to shape-shift into the next part of your life cycle.
I agree. I like it. And it will be scary sometimes if you follow your calling to that artistic endeavor, that introspection, that many times people go, what are you doing? Well, I'm following a calling I have from my heart and my soul. And that is a little scary. And you take that into when I think allowance and surrender become incredible strengths. They are not weaknesses. When we allow and surrender to these introspective, creative urges, we are following the universe's flow. And it is scary and it is tough, and it's also very rewarding. I was disc jockey, very creative, spinning music and making different clubs active, doing what the owner of the club wanted to happen. You could create that atmosphere through sound. Then I was carpenter for many, many years, just creating custom woodworking, and that was very rewarding. Now into sound therapy. But all through it, no matter where I was, poetry was a cornerstone of my life. So we're going to do a poem, and that poem will lead right into a meditation we're going to have. So maybe for the last 10 or 15 minutes, Meta Bear, my friend Sebastian, and I will take you on a sound journey. And we are just honored to do this. So if you'd like to, you can close your eyes, open your heart, and free your mind. We're going to hear a poem and then go into a sound journey. This is called Deep Inside of You. It lay inside in comfort, waiting to be shared. It wants to ride the forefront, only pure when it is bared. To flow inside the movement, spill its grace on every beach, making light the heavy phases that weigh the steps we take to reach. The essence that lay buried, and each and everything we do, it sculpts the clay we call ourselves and puts me deep inside of you. For it is passion that I speak of, and in all it has to be. For to live our lives without it is to never really see the bristles of the brush that paint the sky before the dawn, or the hand that weaves its wonder upon our soul when we are born. We can work and play and drift away to corners far beyond our dreams. We can fly so high with passion that oftentimes it seems it is this alone that matters. For without it, what could be? It sculpts the clay we call ourselves and puts you deep inside of me. For it is passion that has made us, so it is passion we shall give. We will find its strength together, and it will teach us how to live. It will teach us how to live deep inside of you is deep inside of me, and deep inside of me is deep inside of you, is deep inside of me, is deep inside of you, is deep inside of me, is deep inside of you. Close your eyes. Open your heart and free your mind.
There is a potent source of healing energy that is so present to us right now that we run the risk of not even seeing it. It's that explosion of healing, rejuvenating green. There is a green that is intense and so jubilantly glad to herald the transition from winter through spring into summer. And I had never experienced this level of intensity until I moved to Georgia. There is an intensity of greenness that surrounds each of us if we but give ourselves permission to open our eyes and look around. It's a green that starts out rather light in the springtime and gets darker and more intense. And if you give it a chance, if you need some energy, you don't even need to go outside, just go to a window that allows you to see these trees standing around watching us, saying, "Look at us. Look at this green. We are here for you." And so many places don't have us. Yes, the red rocks were magnificent, but my eyes were aching to see the green trees of Georgia. And I was so smitten as we made our descent, our final descent into the airport, to see all that carpeting of green. It is such a healing energy. Allow it to play with you. Allow it to awaken your sense of hope and gratitude for the gift of this time on this still very green planet. The green is here to heal you, strengthen you, and give you joy for being alive. That's not just trees out there. They are guardian spirits that say, "Look at us and take hope, take energy, take healing. We have an endless supply for you." These trees are your loving guardians. And if you see one that's fallen on hard times, see what you can do to support it. Let it know that you recognize it may need some more water or something. But these trees are a magnificent witness to the power of the God who created it all, that endless, eternal imagination that we have been born into. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Bathe in that silence for a moment. That silence is where all sound exists. We are made of music. We are made of vibration. When you surrender and allow in a sound journey these sounds to bathe you, they can tune up the temple. They can bring us to a state of grace. Same as any creative process we delve into. If you get lost in the project and allow yourself to be open to the creative flow, this is the essence of meditation. When we get lost is when we get found. Just honored to share this evening with Meta Bear, Sebastian, Reverend Laura Lynn. And thank you. We have a few people here with us, and thank you for being here. Take some time out and unplug. We just did it for about 10 or 15 minutes. But it's a place inside of you where you go when we play sound, or you're listening to any kind of sound, frequency kind of music. The music will take you to a place that's within you. It's already there, our spiritual core that's always at peace. You can go in and visit anytime you want. It is always available. Go in and say hello. Thank you for coming with us tonight on this beautiful journey. We hope you enjoyed our time together as much as we have. If what we have done tonight had value to you, I invite you to express your gratitude through a financial contribution. You can make a donation either to text to give, the slide is up on the screen, or by mailing a check in or dropping a check off during the week. We appreciate your support. We love doing this on Wednesday night, and that helps us to continue it. However you express your generosity, know that we are grateful, and that is what allows us to keep offering these programs, services, and classes to an ever-growing audience of spiritual seekers. Love that we are reaching new people and going deeper with the ones that already know us. We thank you for your donations, for letting us know you appreciate what we offer here on Wednesday night. And we say thank you. Namaste.
Namaste indeed.
Namaste.